Everybody, is Stout from the High Moon Podcast. And Lamar Jackson was absolutely phenomenal last night on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, I mean, look, he throws for 5 touchdown passes, 300 total yards of offense, 17 to 22 completions. 17 to 22 from passing attempts. I mean, look, Lamar Jackson is architecting a season for the ages at this pace, right at the halfway mark his NFL season. There, he's looking to have one of the greatest NFL season statistically for a quarterback. All right, he has 1,800 yards passing, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, QBR, second in QBR. Okay, and on top of that too is he's rushed the ball for 455 yards alone. Okay, now this is amazing because they started out 0-2. They've gotten some things working with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has also been putting this stellar season for a running back. And now the question comes for MVP for Lamar Jackson. Okay. It seems like he's putting up better numbers. He's at pace. He's already putting up better numbers than he's putting up last year. At this trajectory, he's going to have an even better season this year than his MVP winning season. And the conversation is starting to bubble up. Or, it's becoming more front and center that Lamar Jackson is the MVP frontrunner, as he should be, and I have no problem with that. But I think the NFL voters, NFL and NFL voters, might have an issue with this, right? And this is just my theory. Okay, they shouldn't have an issue with this. If Lamar Jackson is the best player, he passed the eye test, he passed the style test, and he has the statistical backing, then yeah, MVP. And their team is obviously a top seed. They finish out having a top seed in the playoff standings. You give it to Lamar Jackson, right? But I feel like this MVP is going to be a little more political than it needs to be. But also don't blame them as well either, right? If Lamar wins his MVP, this will be 3 MVPs now in his young career. I mean, he's only going to be 27 or 28 years old by the time he may win this MVP. Okay, 3 league MVPs in the National Football League under the age of 30 is a remarkable achievement. 2 MVPs under the age of 30 is already a remarkable achievement. Just like Patrick Mahomes, right? I think Patrick Mahomes got 2 MVPs or something like that. So, the issue though is that I think the voters, what's going to happen is they're going to have to think this through, because, and it's really not fair to Lamar Jackson, because if you don't give Lamar Jackson, or if Lamar Jackson doesn't get his 3rd MVP when he statistically deserves it, and the team's record is really good, and he doesn't get his 3rd MVP, and he actually ends up going to a Super Bowl, right? It'll be a travesty. Now the flip side is he gets his 3rd MVP and they get bounced in the first round, or don't make it to an AFC Championship game, or just don't make it to a Super Bowl, right? For Lamar Jackson to have a 3rd MVP and not make it to the Super Bowl would be really bad. I think Lamar Jackson at some point will get to a Super Bowl in his career. I believe yes, and it could be the season, absolutely. But the voters are in a dilemma, and it's an MVP. And listen, as much as people want to say the MVP is a regular season award, it is, and there was talks early this year of just kind of like, yo, listen, Lamar's playing well before he really is going on the tear. He was like, he's playing well. Could he win his 3rd MVP? Right. And I know Nick Wright on First Things First brought this up very well. It's just kind of like, yo, him winning MVP, it's a season award, but the voters are going to think about the postseason in mind. Is it fair? Absolutely not. But it is a legitimate thought. And it's like, are they going to waste a vote? Are the voters going to waste a vote on Lamar Jackson if Lamar Jackson doesn't have a dominant run the postseason and get to a Super Bowl? He doesn't have to win it. He just has to get to a Super Bowl. He has to get his team out of the AFC conference. Does he have the talent, the team, and the ability to? Yes. The defense is a little shaky, but I mean, with the offensive clip they're at, with also MVP candidate on his team and Derrick Henry, who's having a phenomenal season, I mean, they have to be the best team, in my opinion. They're looking like they are. In my opinion, right now, they are statistically the best team in the AFC. I know Patrick Mahomes. Look, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are in a different category because is the Chiefs as talented as the Ravens? Absolutely not. Okay. However, the Chiefs defense is phenomenal, and Patrick Mahomes has mastered situational football to a T right now. So Mahomes doesn't need to have gaudy numbers. But when it comes to situational football and icing and closing out games and making just the one play to bury you, Mahomes is automatic at that. So this is gonna be a very interesting MVP discussion. I think he should be. I think he listen for me. If he's gonna put up these type of numbers and they finish well and have a great record, Lamar has the best. His stats is up there, or if not better than every quarterback in the NFL. Then yeah, MVP, right? But now it's for Lamar Jackson. It's Super Bowl or bust, right? Meaning like, yo, get there or don't. That's all that it is. But the regular season doesn't matter because he is building chemistry with the team. He's looking like a dominant quarterback. He is a dominant quarterback, the best quarterback right now. I know this talks about Jared Goff. I'm not interested in that. And also to Lamar Jackson. We saw what the Ravens did last year against the Detroit Lions. They weren't even in the same league. Okay. And Lamar has a crazy record against the NFC. 23-1. The man virtually doesn't lose to NFC teams. He's that damn nice. So MVP voters are going to have a lot to think about with this one. It is not as cut and dry as it should be because of postseason play, right? But if you don't give it to Lamar, then who should get it? Then who else should get it? So something to think about. Lamar's having a hell of a season, man. Even better than last year, considering one MVP, and he's off to a historical start in pace, man. Let me know what y'all think about all this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.